Hi, I'm John from the Lanyap Show, and welcome to today's Crazy News, where we bypass the mainstream headlines and do some of the crazy, wacky, bizarre stories of the day. Today's Crazy News, available on BitChute.com under the Lanyap Show channel, as well as Rumble.com on the Today's Crazy News channel. And I think we're going to branch out and be on YouTube as well. That is going to be under the Lanyap Show channel on YouTube. Going to try it out. Nothing generally too controversial here with the Today's Crazy News content. If you like this content, like it, you want other people to see it, share. You want to see more, of course, subscribe. And let's get into it. You might remember this story that we did one or two episodes ago about the truck that was hauling 100 macaque monkeys that crashed. The monkeys got out. I think they said only 4 got out, but I think they ended up having to euthanize them. But they recovered the monkeys. Well, apparently, this story coming from Fox8.com. The headline is, the woman who came face-to-face with the lab monkey. Apparently, these monkeys were lab monkeys. She became sick now, she says. This is from Valley Township, Pennsylvania, when all this happened. The woman who came in close contact with an escaped monkey on the side of on the interstate in Pennsylvania said she developed pink eye-like symptoms and is now on preventative medication. The truck hauling 100 macaque monkeys from Africa was headed to a lab in Missouri when it collided with a dump truck Friday on Route 54 and Interstate 80 in Valley Township. I thought I was doing the right thing by helping. I had no idea it would turn out this way, said Michelle Fallon of Danville. She pulled over to help the driver. Apparently, she came face-to-face with an agitated monkey who hissed in her face. And she said, I was close to the monkeys. I touched the crates. I walked through their feces, so I was very close. So I called to inquire, was I safe? Since the monkeys, which have been accounted for, were not quarantined and monitored, the CDC told Fallon she needs to take precautions because she was in close contact. According to CDC, the species commonly spreads herpes virus B through saliva, feces, or urine. Fallon says she grew concerned because she has an open cut on her hand and developed pink eye-like symptoms, so she went to the emergency room. She just received her first dose of rabies vaccine and a round of antiviral medication. And the USDA is now investigating the incident after PETA filed a complaint. We've got a story here from DJJournal.com. A county jail in Tupelo, Mississippi got a fax this month that said one of its inmates was up for release. That's normally how they do it, so the fax itself wasn't weird. But they did notice a few irregularities with the request, so they called the courthouse and came to make sure it was legit. The people at the courthouse didn't know what they were talking about because they didn't send it. So the cops did some digging and realized who did. You're looking at her, I believe. They figured out the number the fax had been spoofed. So it looked like it came from the court, but it actually came from the inmate's girlfriend. 28-year-old Stephanie House was arrested on Thursday and confessed to sending the fake fax to get her boyfriend out of jail. She's facing fraud charges. They also found drug paraphernalia, so they tacked on a charge for that as well. Here we go. Here's insane story. I'm serious. So a schoolboy loses both nipples after the classroom dare involving 2 cans of Lynx. Lynx is kind of like the Axe body spray. It's just called Lynx, apparently across the pond in England. So they say a student lost his nipples after he was dared to squirt 2 cans of body spray on them, causing the body parts to fall off. The boy, who was not named, was in his school changing room when someone challenged him to empty 2 cans on his exposed chest. Immediately afterwards, someone flicked his nipples, causing them to pop off. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is insane. Oh my God, could you imagine? Your nipples just fall off. Dude, he flicked his nipples off. Oh my goodness. He said at first it's just cold, not really a big thing, and then it starts to burn, and you're just there waiting for it to finish. It was fine. It was all fine. Then the boy who was actually freezing my nipples, he flicked both my nipples, and that's when they fell off. Have you ever seen a wart? It was exactly like that. It hurt. It was like raw, exposed skin. Oh my goodness. And wow, I'm just reading a little bit more. My German teacher actually stopped the lesson and was like, "What's going on? Do you need to go to the medical room?" Because he had blood stains. He said, "No, it's fine." He added, people usually react with disbelief when he reveals his lack of nipples, although most people end up laughing, including his girlfriend. Crazy. Here's another crazy story. A 67-year-old man in Kosovo recently showed up at the hospital saying he'd been having a swelling in his groin for about a decade. Doctors didn't know what the issue was, but thought it might be a hernia. So he also told them he only had one of his family jewels. The other one never descended. So they thought that might have something to do with it too. Turns out they were a little right and a whole lot wrong. He did have a hernia, but he also had a uterus. When they did the surgery to fix the hernia, they found the missing family jewel, but also found a uterus, a cervix, a fallopian tube, and one ovary. Holy cow. It turns out he was born with male and female reproductive organs, which is really rare. What he has is called persistent Mullerian duct syndrome, and only 200 cases have ever been recorded. It's kind of like being a hermaphrodite, but different. They removed everything that shouldn't have been there, and apparently he's doing fine now, and even though he went 67 years without being diagnosed, it didn't affect him in the baby-making department. He has 3 kids. All right, so this one, Double Steer here, has the video here on TikTok. On January 1st, a white limo was spotted with a stripper pole mounted on the back. Not inside. It was mounted above the trunk and what appears to be a platform stage with lights. This apparently got stuck in a ditch or something and had to be towed away. The police impounded the vehicle. Now the owner has a GoFundMe to raise money to get it back. He didn't offer an explanation, just apologized that it was placed somewhere it never should have been. Apparently the driver lost control and plunged it into a small creek is what happened. And anyway, so just weird. A stripper pole on the outside of a trunk. All right, this is apparently a viral video of the narrow cliff U-turn. Basically an impossible U-turn on a narrow mountain road. It appears to be inches away from plunging off the side, but it's not. A different angle shows there's another road below. Plus, it's a professional driver. It's a minute 34. Let's just see here. Man, I feel like I'm watching Austin Powers with the little cart, you know? I mean, I don't like this dramatic music. It's a little bit... I imagine this is incredibly annoying to do. A little bit forward, a little bit backwards, a little bit forward, a little bit backwards. So obviously, he's not going to fall. All right, we watched the first minute. Well, let's just finish it up. It's good. Very impressive. I would have probably fell off there. Do we know how many times he smashed the front of the vehicle against those rocks, though? Maybe never? Can't be that good of a driver, right? This video is viral. Look at this. 30 million views. 34 million. No, 30 million. Okay. All right, good. He did it.
A sunny Verbo ski chalet.
I got to be honest. I didn't care too much for that video. Oh my gosh. Will this thing stop? You know what? We'll just close it out and do our final story of the day. And again, I maybe you thought that video was awesome. It's a cool skill. I don't know why this video is so viral. Meh. All right, and men drag dead body into Irish post office is seeking the deceased pension. This is from Fox Business. Police in Ireland are investigating the disturbing incident which took place in the town of Carlow several days ago. So 2 Irish men recently tried to claim a dead man's pension by bringing his body to a post office. Like a weekend at Bernie's, the strange incident took place after one of the men was told that the pension recipient needed to be present to collect the money. The men fled and left the body behind after staffers began questioning them. Local Mayor Kent Murnane says, quote, "It's just mind-boggling that anyone could happen to do something like that. It beggars belief. It's like a Hitchcock movie." This has been today's crazy news, available on BitChute.com, Rumble.com, and on YouTube as well. If you like the content, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.